So the FBI is in possession of a document from an incredibly reliable source that is alleged that Joe Biden was on the take for $5 million from a foreign entity. And the FBI won't give up the document. I think that we need and we deserve to know what the hell is going on. This is the most corrupt president in the history of this United States of America.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with. Now they looking nervously, and I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better. See, I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet next to me. I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way. Yeah, I'ma do it my way. I can't contain it, I'm coming out with a statement. You really changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it. Get after it, get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future, we all start losers. We're all late bloomers, gotta sell them to the floor. What you say? Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
That's right. That's me. You bet. TruthSlinger coming at you, Betty. One more time. Excited to be here. Feeling good. Yeah, man. Happy, happy, joy, joy. I know, I don't know if you vibe with that song enough to listen to it every time. I do. Okay. And so, you just have to skip through and listen to it. If you don't love it as much as I do, just skip over it, Hopefully you love it as much as I do. It gets me all riled up. It gets me all fired up. I like to listen to it. So I've been working on my graphics and stuff over here. See, everything's going on. I decided to just make some improvements and clean some things up and give myself a little more room for my head to expand. Sometimes I get excited and, I need space. I just need the space. So what's going on with us is right now made some commitments. Excited. I'm working. The books are coming in. I got books under contract. Things are going good. And changed the diet. Yeah, man, eating nothing but meat pretty much. and gave up on his smoking like a couple of months ago, smoking cigarettes, and yep, and now have made the commitment we do not drink alcohol any longer. That's right, because it is toxic to us. We've been watching lots of YouTube about health and diet, and I am 60 years old, and I'm not going to live forever, and I would like that quality of life to be as good as it can be, right? You know what I'm saying? So, trying to do the right thing. Anyway, so that's what's going on, and as a result of these things, I feel like amazingly good, right? Physically, I'm starting to feel a lot better. So already, and I did go down to get the gas station today, unfortunately, and I did buy a pie and a monster mocha loca coffee drink. It was the big splurge for the day. I came home like almost in a sugar coma, but the caffeine kind of pulled me out, and then I kind of got all sleepy, but it was all right, If that's the worst my binge was, then so be it. So what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about corruption. That's right, boys and girls. We're going to talk about Joe Biden, who is absolutely the most corrupt son of a bitch president that ever existed on the face of this earth. And I know it, you know it, American people know it. Holy crap. They've weaponized the Department of Justice. They've weaponized the FBI against MAGA, against Donald Trump. They've pulled out all the stops. They're just going absolutely ape crap on all of us, the inside, our side, and they pulled it off. They hold all the levers of power, right? And so right now, there's not much you can do, like when the cops, right, don't want to turn over information because they're protecting the president of the United States, who, again, like I said, is the most corrupt president of the United States that we've ever had. And, this is what the Democrats do. They're constantly pointing at the other side, and in this case, it's Donald Trump, calling him the most corrupt son of a bitch that ever came across, and when the whole time that the other three fingers are pointing back at themselves. And that's the way it works. And it's Saul Alinsky's rules for radicals, right? So you got to look that up, of just accuse the other side of exactly what it is that you're doing. And that's what the Democrats do, because they're a bunch of radical SOBs. They're a bunch of communist bastards. And they have created a shithole country that we live in. And you can see now we're on day 62 of it, of Banana America. Day number 62, Shithole America, day 62. You take your pick. It's whatever. When we started imprisoning our political enemies, anybody, okay, but let alone the president of the United States, that we clearly became a shithole nation. So now that we are a shithole nation, and it's like, well, why are we a shithole nation? Well, I'll tell you why we're a shithole nation. We're a shithole nation because of people like the Democrats have been systematically filling the positions of power with liberals for years and years and years and years, and then they just rotate these people all into these different positions, and whether or not anybody has experience, it doesn't matter. They make the circuit like now Pete Buttigieg is in the circle, right? What the hell does Pete Buttigieg know about transportation? He doesn't know dick about transportation. The only thing he knows is he rode it on the short bus when he was, a kid, right? So, I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. But all of these positions, they're all the swamp. It's the deep state. That's exactly what's going on, right? So the FBI won't turn over the documentos, which is alleging that this guy, who was a very well respected, like millions of dollars got paid into the six figures, or seven figures realm over the years by the FBI, very trusted informant. And, they're not going to turn the paperwork over. And Representative Nancy Mace, she's basically saying over there, right there, oh, they got her mouse going on so you can see it. Yep. That we deserve to know. And absolutely, I agree with her. We deserve to know. Let's listen to Comer talking about this. But before we do, let me make a shameless commercial there and drink out of my just fantastic TruthSlinger mug, right? that comes from my online merch store. And I know you want one of these. I want you to have one. So please go and get yourself one. Yep. Mercilessly muted the swallowing for you. My wife does not like swallowing sounds, and probably other people don't as well. So let's listen to James Comer say what James Comer has to say. Speak for himself.
FBI officials confirmed that the unclassified FBI-generated record has not been disproven and is currently being used in an ongoing investigation. The confidential human source who provided information about then Vice President Biden being involved in a criminal bribery scheme is a trusted, highly credible informant who has been used by the FBI for over 10 years and has been paid over 6 figures. These are facts and no amount of spin and frankly lies from the White House or congressional Democrats can change this information. At the briefing, the FBI again refused to hand over the unclassified record to the custody of the House Oversight Committee, and we will now initiate contempt of Congress hearings this Thursday. Given the severity and complexity of the allegations contained within this record, Congress must investigate further. Americans have lost trust in the FBI's ability to enforce the law impartially and demand answers, transparency, and accountability. The investigation is not dead. This is only the beginning.
Good. So, the only thing that I have to say about that, this is a big deal, guys. All right. But the FBI is saying, I think, what I heard him say, and you can comment below while you're subscribing, sharing, and all this kind of stuff about this channel. You can tell me what you think you heard. I thought that I heard him say that in the beginning that the FBI is claiming that this particular document or this person is involved in an ongoing investigation, and that's why they can't turn loose of this paper. You let me know if that's what you heard. I'm not quite sure that's what I heard. I think so. And then in the end, Mr. Comer here was Representative Comer speaking about the investigation that they're doing, into the Biden. So there's 2 different investigations, I think, that are being mentioned in this particular thing. But as we go up and we look at some additional, Ted Cruz, and Ted Cruz is right when he says this, that again,
FBI officials confirmed that the unclassified...
Apologize for that. The FBI is again telling the American people we're the FBI and we can do whatever the hell we want, right? And that's true. And it's profoundly harmful to the rule of law, the fair and impartial administration of justice. Hell, shredded. Okay, when you have a 2-tier justice system, when you have a justice system that only applies to one political party or one ideology, okay, that's we live in hell now. This is tyranny. This is no longer the United States of America, right? And it's scary. We're in a scary, scary place, right? So here it is, in shock after leaving the GOP oversight meeting today. This is Ann Paulina Luna. The FBI does have an informant, right? Brought forward that Biden received $5 million from a foreign national while vice president. Wow, vice president, people. Wow, VP. Wow, running around, jogging around behind Obama's back, right? Because he felt slighted as VP or whatever. They set up this corrupt enterprise with him, and his son, Hunter, is the bag man. Exactly what's going on. So, it says they stated they were afraid the informant would be killed if unmasked. This is the FBI. It says on Thursday there will be a hearing to hold FBI director in contempt of Congress because he won't turn over the documentation. No more corruption shall be tolerated. Now, that being said, I'm a jaded individual. I've never in my lifetime seen anyone held accountable in politics ever. And I'm not quite sure if I ever will. I think that this side of glory, I just don't know if people are ever going to see justice. But, it's fun to fantasize. It's fun to think about that maybe, just maybe, that it's become so obvious and the corruption is so clear and that Joe Biden has become such damaged goods and the Democratic Party doesn't want to have anything to do with him anymore, that at this point they're willing to throw him under the bus, maybe? At least definitely maybe his son, his piece of crap son, his crack-smoking, Parmesan snorting, smoking, whore-banging loser of a son, laptop-losing son. Not to mention all the P3DO action that we've got going on in that family. Oh, my God. I think everybody diddled it on everybody there. I mean, God, brothers, sisters, in-laws, mothers. I mean, who knows, I think Joe, the diary. I don't know if you've ever heard about the diary, but apparently the big guy has an affinity for showering. I don't know, with the chitlins. Not good. Trying to talk in code here because I just don't want to get banned on my channel. I like my channel, and I'm trying to walk a straight line now, straight and narrow. Just I'm trying to use all the appropriate terms. I don't want to be a cyber bully anymore. I just want to be. I just want to keep my channel going and just grow. That's all, and be allowed to talk about the truth and tell the truth every once in a while. Truth. Right? Just a little truth. So, okay. Yeah. I don't know who this is, but it says we're all living in the biggest psyop in world history, and it's all happening under a dome. I don't know about the dome, but yeah, it's all a psyop. It is all a psyop. Okay, Family Pride Month. Jeez. Okay, this is a big deal right here. Peter Navarro. He's coming to the defense of President Trump, and in great part, I happen to agree. A leader has to depend upon the people that were that you depend upon, and the doctors and stuff. And man, Fauci took everybody for a ride, and so I would have to say that that applies to Donald Trump as well. I mean, a lot of things were going on. I think a lot of people lied about a lot of things in order to manipulate the wheels of power, the levers of power, and that's what happened. And so, you can't lay it all. I mean, and nobody's perfect, right? I think that Donald Trump did the best he did. Donald Trump was the best president in modern history. That's what I believe. And if he hadn't been constantly, isn't that my beautiful wife? See, that's my beautiful wife right there. That's my hippie chick. So anyway, that's her feed. I just got back my Twitter feed, and so instead of logging in as her, I just decided to go right on her page. So anyway, right. So where does that leave us, right? We got the most corrupt regime, I think, administration, illegitimate administration. And in my opinion, because now that I have this new channel, apparently, I burned one up and I'm not going to get my old one back. But apparently, I can now say, I believe that with a high degree of certainty, there were enough things that came together as a force, came together that denied our side the election, and that possibly Joe Biden may not be the most legitimate possible, like 81 more million than votes than, you understand what I'm saying? I think it's just possible that there might have been something that tipped the election, and we're allowed to say that now on YouTube. So that's exciting. I feel good. I feel free until next week, when they decide that, something else is hate speech, and they go back and wipe out my videos. But anyway, we'll just roll with it until then. So, yeah. So I think that what the problem is with this country is that we got a sin problem, right? And I want you to think about that. This is why I have this up here, right here. I don't know if you've ever noticed this, right? This right here is my little glass apple. You see that? Yeah. And right there, that's got the sin right there in it. And that's the problem. That's the problem we got. This is my little preaching corner. That's the problem, is that this sin is our problem. And corporately, as a country, as a nation, we're killing babies left and right. And we're saying it's in the name of women's health care. But it's bullshit. It's a lie. It's murdering babies. That's what it is. And so that, plus all the other things that we have done that I think corporately have offended God. And I think at this point he's pulled back his hand of restraint, right? Evil does seem to be on the march, right? And this is a big battle. This is a huge battle. And I'm going to be working on my book the next couple of days. I'm going to talk about my book, and I'll hopefully get a cover designed for it. And I think it's Call of Arms, but it's going to be a battle manual for Christians on how to fight the spiritual warfare in the day and age that we live in. And I think it's important that people need to learn how to wage war at what's going on around us, because I don't think most people are aware. Because even for me, I wrote the book on it, and there are days that I forget. I mean, let me tell you something. My show, the internet problems that I had for the last 4 days. I mean, anybody that follows me, I think there's a few people. I got a few. It's not a ton of people, but we have some fans, and we have some followers and subscribers and people that are paying attention when we're not around. And that's where we went, man. I mean, we just had technical problems. We had, like, all of a sudden the internet stopped working, and it was working for a long time, and then sound problems, and so we made lemonade out of it, I guess you could say, and we took the time to do some other things, but it was difficult. And so there are forces that come against us in our pursuit of bringing you the truth. And so I want you to just know that that when we're not here, it's probably not because we don't want to be here. It's because we were prevented from being here in some way, shape, or form. So anyway, that's pretty much, I think, all I wanted to bring you today, is to just let you know that there seems to be, the wheels of justice seem to be now marching against the administration. And I think that that I don't know how long FBI Director Wray is going to be able to drag his heels on this, especially because they're going to start holding hearings to hold him in contempt. And it's about damn time, because the Republicans are spineless. I mean, at this point, they should be delivering the articles of impeachment for Mayorkas and Biden and everybody. I mean, yesterday. But it would be nice to have this piece of paper in hand before they had articles of impeachment, right? So I guess you got to keep, things in the proper order, and the cart behind the horse and all that type stuff. So that's about it. We're happy that you were here. I hope I didn't bore you in any way. We love you. Keep checking back, and we're just going to keep bringing you more and more truth, and hopefully won't get shut down. So like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell. I'm TruthSlinger. I'm out of here.